スケールを使いペンデュラム召喚。エクストラデッキから蘇れ。オットアイズペンデュラムドラゴン。
What's up guys, and welcome to another YuGiOh Duel Links video. So today's topic is gonna be, as you see in the first clip, pendulum summoning. But before we get into that, I hope you guys are participating in the KCGT 2021 event as well. Get your event exclusive sleeves, get your free gems and play mat as well. Other than that, please log into your Duel Links account right now to claim your baby Tiragon in the login rewards as well. So this way you'll actually get a copy of something that's only event exclusive. I mean, look at that fella, he's pretty cute looking, isn't he? So baby Tiragon, effect is 3 level 1 monsters, main phase detach the material and target level 1 monster you control, and it can attack directly this turn. So this card is seen in the YuGiOh Zexal anime, where actually Yuma used this card once and never again. But enough of that, let's get right into pendulum summoning. So, to actually refresh most of players who do not know what pendulum summoning is, pendulum summoning is actually a mechanic introduced in the Arch 5 series where monsters, your main monster decks, actually have two effects. One is a normal monster, one is a monster effect, and the second part and the top part will be your pendulum effect. So the scales will actually depend on the range of monsters you can special pendulum summon onto the field, such as range 1, and then range 5. So that means if you have a pendulum scale of 1 and 5, it means that you can special summon monsters up to level 1 to level 5 within the set limit. And a lot of people are panicking about pendulum summoning is because pendulum summoning in the past, when it just got introduced in the TCG and OCG, is the main reason why a lot of YuGiOh players quit in the first place. They felt that pendulum summoning had become too fast-paced, too strong, too hard to counter, and also it basically broke a lot of games in the past as well. So pendulum summoning is not to be trifled with. It's that powerful. However, if you're still an avid YuGiOh player and a fan, then you should know how pendulum summoning has actually been pretty much controlled for the past few years, especially in the new Master Rule 5, was it, where all the pendulum skills are set to the bottom. In the past, pendulum skills were set in 2 separate zones aside from your main monster and main spell and trap zones, meaning you have a free range of 5 spell and traps to use on the spot, and you won't actually have to worry much because you get special summon unlimited pendulum monsters depending on how many cards you control in your hand. So let's say if you were to use two monsters for the pendulum scale setting, you still have 3 other cards in your hand to pendulum summon to go into either an Xyz monster or synchro or even fusion. It all depends. And also pendulum monsters also have a great effect because pendulum monsters are actually considered spell monsters as well when they are in the spell and trap zone. So when they are destroyed, they have certain effects, and one of the cards in Duel Links has a good way to actually utilize the effect, and that's actually called Double Cyclone. So Double Cyclone's effect is target spell and trap you control, and one spell and trap your opponent controls, and destroy them. So if you want off one of your own pendulum skills and their effect activates, triggering another effect, you will have an unlimited supply of monsters to be special summon on the field and to set back into your pendulum zones. So now that's the main topic about introduction to pendulum summoning. Let's get to how the deck will be constructed, shall we? So pendulum monsters are known to have both the spell and trap spell effects, the scale effects, along the main monster effects. So if you were to incorporate that into your regular deck, since they function as well as a spell card, does that mean your monster zone, the pendulum monsters will actually take up more space than your current spell and traps? That is one thing, because pendulum monsters can also be special summoned from your extra deck when they are destroyed. So once they are destroyed, you can pendulum summon them back onto the field, or when they're used as an Xyz material, I guess. So that way you'll actually have an unlimited supply of monsters to summon onto the field, even if your hand even if the cards you draw in the next following turn is pretty trash. What's important is that your skills are present on the field regardless, because that will actually allow you to pendulum summon. Another thing I would like to mention is that will the spell and trap zones be in will the pendulum zones be in a separate location, or will it be underneath the spell and trap zone? Now that's actually one of the few things we need to consider as well. I think I have actually mentioned that before, but I'm not sure because this is kind of like a new concept for me. So pendulum summoning will actually affect the game in terms of how fast paced it might be. Pendulum summoning will actually affect your decks, the current meta, as well as the free-to-play players, depending on what kind of decks you're gonna go for. If you're gonna go for a full-on pendulum deck, then most of your about, let's say 90% of your cards have to be pendulum support based as well. However, if you're just playing certain pendulum monsters just to get certain defensive effects, then that should be fine as well, because you don't need to worry about much. But most of the time when you were to run a full-on pendulum deck, that means your entire deck has to be pendulum based. However, if it's a hybrid of a different pendulum monster deck along with another archetype, then it should be interesting to see what kind of combos you can pull off. Other than that, it will be actually the meta itself, and also free to play, and also the boxes. What cards will be provided in the box? Will it actually be, if they will just release pendulum monsters, will it be actually a full-on pendulum mini box with only very little supports to the main deck monsters, synchro and XCs and fusion monsters? Will that be the case? I think not. Because think of pendulum summoning as as an extra version of summoning inside the deck, kind of like ritual summoning. It's present in the deck, but it's not necessarily 100% gonna be there when you're gonna summon something, because we do not know how the field layout is gonna be, and we also do not know what kind of cards are they gonna incorporate the Duel Links, because Konami also does this thing of ensuring that certain mechanics and certain cards help maintain the stability of the game and not make it too broken. And also the ban list will also help restrict any too overpowered plays, which I am glad there is, to be honest. On a side note, will I actually think that the Arch V Pendulum Summoning enemy world come to Duel Links this year? Most probably not, because the Zexal world got introduced only and is still fresh off the boat. So there's still gonna be more Zexal events for the upcoming few months, and by the time they do introduce pendulum summoning, it's most probably gonna be around next year or the middle of next year, 2022. But last but not least, the most important question of all: will it actually break Duel Links? My answer is no, because that's the thing about YuGiOh players, is that YuGiOh players adapt to the situation, adapt to the current meta, and create unlimited kind of combos where they can actually counter-attack any forms of decks, regardless whether it's gonna be a powerful lock, field presence kind of deck, whether it's gonna be a full-on power creep kind of deck. Doesn't matter. YuGiOh players are innovative, and YuGiOh players are smart as heck. So I wouldn't be actually worried about the new pendulum mechanic being introduced next year as well, because there will always be different ways to counter-attack those kind of decks. I mean, look at Synchro and XCs. Pretty much everyone was going full on Synchro summoning or XC summoning and saying that it's too broken. It's broken or it's quite strong, but there's still ways to counter-attack those kind of decks. So it doesn't matter whether pendulum summoning is coming this year or next year, the players will adapt. The metagame will change for sure, but 100% guarantee that players will have a great time. But for those of you who do not like pendulum summoning, it's understandable, because it actually made you quit the game or something. But for my case is I don't care what kind of deck comes on, as long as I can duel and create some certain combos, I'm willing to go with it. And that's my hot take for Pendulum Summoning. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And I'll reply to you as soon as possible as well. And until then, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you next time. So thank you. So goodbye. Thank you. But most important of all, keep dueling. Goodbye.